Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood was a show about warmth and friendship, where children were taught valuable life lessons about acceptance and understanding. To most, it was just that, another wholesome kids' show. But what most don't know is that a sinister truth lurks beneath its cheery exterior. As an author looking for my next big story, this mystery began to gnaw at me ever since I first got wind of it, forcing me to delve deeper. Over weeks of sleepless nights, I scoured the web, visited old studios, and pored over archival footage. As I peeled back the layers of time, I was finally able to make contact with Alice, a woman now in her 40s, who as a child was a frequent presence on the set. Building trust with Alice wasn't easy. It took numerous phone calls, letters, and assurances before she finally agreed to confide in me. With a tremor in her voice, Alice began to reminisce about the past. She described how Fred Rogers, the gentle soul everyone adored, had a peculiar obsession with one puppet, Elaine. It wasn't like the way he interacted with others. There was a cautiousness to it, almost a respect. In fact, when he would be talking to others, and she would be brought into the room, his tone would completely change, from a jolly one to one of seriousness, which was both eerie and baffling. Sometimes he would even snap on people for making the mildest mistakes with her. Alice mentioned she saw him scream at a PA once on set just for putting her down on a table. Initially, like many others, she considered that maybe it was just his creative process with Lady Elaine. Perhaps a way to refine his act. But as Alice delved deeper, the tale she shared took a disturbing turn. Apparently one day she overheard Mr. Rogers speaking to someone in his dressing room through the wall. She said it sounded like Lady Elaine's voice from the show. However, what she witnessed her saying was the much more unsettling part.
I will have the children, Fred. Just what? Children?
While initially alarmed, Alice shrugged this off as some kind of out-of-context game or something, and put it behind her. A lot of the crew seemed to do that on most days. Despite noticing Mr. Rogers' odd behavior around the doll, they never voiced their concerns. In fact, Lady Elaine seemed to have an incredible influence over everyone on set, to the point where sometimes Mr. Rogers would even tell crew members to do a scene a certain way because Lady Elaine wanted it. Then there was her nightly ritual. At every episode's end, Lady Elaine would be carefully placed inside an ancient wooden box, while her handler would hum a mysterious tune. This box, weathered with age, had wooden engravings etched into the side of it, and housed several faded photographs with a haunting inscription on the top, reading, "Lady Elaine Fairchilde, the Mischief Maker." Alice managed to grab one of the photos from inside of it while it was open one night. And the photo told a tale which was truly bone-chilling. Here is the photo she sent me. After further research, the man featured is Jonathan Fairchilde, the original maker of some of the puppets for the show. In his life, he was a tormented soul. Following the tragic death of his beloved daughter, he spiraled into madness. Distraught with grief, he sought solace in the arcane arts, dabbling in occult practices. In his deranged state, he began viewing his puppets as surrogates for his lost child. Eventually confined in an asylum due to his deteriorating mental state, the medical staff, in a controversial decision, permitted him to pursue his craft. His final creation before his death was the puppet named Elaine. Desperate for more tangible proof of Alice's revelations, I pleaded with her to share any other evidence she had of the terrifying mysteries that were afoot. However, she remained elusive, distancing herself further from the matter. Then, months later, an email notification broke the silence. It was Alice, and her message was cryptic. I'm sorry, but what I've given you is all that I'm willing to show. She knows what we are doing. I suggest you discontinue your research, but also understand that you most likely won't want to. Nevertheless, I no longer want to be involved. As what I can only assume was a last parting gift, she left me with this one final video attached to the email. And it was labeled, "I'm telling you, she scared him."
You really are handy. Handy.
Well, I like to think so.
I am too, in different ways.
The thing that's so terrifying about it is Mr. Rogers passed away many years later at 1:43 a.m.